Dr. Kristen R. Moore, Assistant Professor of Technical Communication and Rhetoric, Game Changer. About Dr. Moore. Dr. Kristen R. Moore is an Assistant Professor of Technical Communication and Rhetoric at Texas Tech University. She decided at a young age that she wanted to be an English professor, and she has accomplished that goal along with many others. Dr. Moore graduated from Blackburn College with her BA in English Literature and Music Performance. That's right, she's intelligent and she can hone a tune. What? Later, she obtained her MA in Composition and Rhetoric from Miami University. Afterwards, she graduated from Purdue University with her PhD, also in Composition and Rhetoric. She is the definition of what I call a game changer, and you will soon find out why. Dr. Moore has a couple of research interests. Some of them include public participation and policy, technical communication, social justice, minority rhetorics, and research methodologies. So here are just a couple of publications and forthcoming works from Dr. Moore. These here are some of the latest ones, although she has many, many more. So, how did Dr. Moore get here today? Today, as in here as a professor, as in technical communication, as in anything that she does. So, Dr. Moore decided to study rhetoric and composition after becoming the assistant director of writing of the Writing Center at an undergraduate college that she worked at. After graduating, she became a technical writer and she waited tables at a restaurant for a while. Michelle Simmons helped her apply for graduate school and she decided to go to Purdue University, where she got her PhD. While at Purdue, she worked with Pat Sullivan, who stated to her, "Some graduate schools are going to let you in because you are smart." And you are smart, but I am here to tell you that we brought you here to change the world. After hearing those words from Sullivan, Dr. Moore knew that she wanted, needed to, and could change the world, which is what she's doing to this very day. Social justice and activism. So Dr. Moore became the go-to person for social justice and activism from three particular influences. The first influence is her research participants that she had during her dissertation. She stated that her research participants taught her that technical communicators not only can, but should be in their communities doing work within what seems like a really constrained, bounded context, the slippage, the spaces where you can make a difference, that we should be working. Dr. Moore has always really cared deeply about how we change the world. Through her participants, she saw the change in action and felt like the rest of her career should be changing the world because it truly inspired her. The second influence was Jerry Savage and Angela Haas. They gave her tremendous support. Also, building a cohort or coalition, as she states, with Natasha Jones and Rebecca Walton. In this coalition, they make each other brave. And the third influence was actually from Texas Tech. Texas Tech University started hiring people who allowed her to be surrounded by people for who the work that she's doing makes sense. Dr. Moore also talked about how she assumed that the average technical communication or communicator is a white man doing the work of the man. And she wanted to paint portraits of what if it's not that? Well, if it's not that, then our field looks different. And then the work we do also looks different. In our interview, Dr. Moore also stated, you can't be shy about giving a shit. And I totally agree with her. Research process. So Dr. Moore states that she works from problems that need to be solved and problems that people like to ignore. One of her current research projects includes race and policing. So she was explaining that she starts her research process by reading various sources and then starts to design the study by asking one particular question: who needs to be in the center of this? Does it need to be an organization? Does it need to be citizens? And whoever she decides does need to be in the center, she makes sure that she can talk to whoever is in that center to understand the purpose of the organizations or the citizens. She also stated that two ways to think about research projects is either you notice something that's happening and you want to investigate it yourself or change it, or someone actually asks you to research it. Also, in our interview, again, because she is doing a project on race and policing, she said, people keep killing Black people in the streets, and, it seems like it's really effed up. It's an effed up problem that we should handle. She apologized after that statement, saying that I should know that that's just the way she talks. I replied by telling her that she's real. And that's honestly what you get with Dr. Moore. She's going to tell it to you real, 100%. She's not going to hold anything back. So Dr. Moore's writing process is, I would call, a little bit non-traditional. Dr. Moore starts out her writing process with a sketch and then turns the sketches into pages of information. She notes that everyone's writing process is a little different, declaring that Natasha Jones writes from quotes by dropping quotes onto a blank space and then writes around them to fill in the white space. And also, Rebecca Walton writes from a very clear outline. Dr. Moore states that the writing process is hard, although she learned from scientific writers that you should write from pictures. So in our interview, Dr. Moore discussed Pat Sullivan a lot, and she said that she would actually call Dr. Moore into her office while she was working on her dissertation material and tell Dr. Moore that she was having a hard time understanding all the pieces of what she was talking about and how they related to one another. So she asked her to draw a picture. Dr. Moore would then draw a picture with lines showing how everything was meaningfully connected. And then Sullivan would return and say, "Great, now go write the picture." Dr. Moore states that that's how scientists write. They graph the data, they visualize the data, and then they explain what's happening in the image. She also made note that the sketches do not have to be pretty as long as they are productive. So if you want to find out more information about Dr. Moore, find out how awesome she is, definitely reach out to her. Her email and her office is listed below. So to become a game changer or to change the world, I believe that going to Dr. Moore is the first step. Thank you for your time.